My friends and I are idiots sometimes. There's no doubting that, and that goes for all of us. Yes, that includes Bryn, Mira, and Angie. They are the most stable people in the group, but that doesn't mean they aren't idiots too. This time, though, the idiots of the group happened to be, well, actually, it was Bryn and I. This is an eventful night to say the least. I mean, the cops came and wrecked everything to top it all off, but that's another story entirely. So, Casey had been planning this party at her house for the past 2 weeks. Her parents were going to be out of town, and them being the strangest humans alive, actually suggested she had some people over while they were gone. It was their little way of saying she could have a party. Now, I don't know what goes on in those two's heads, but I'm not making it up when I say they are even crazier than Casey. The amount of stories she has told me about those two kinda solidified that for me a long time ago. So, I was preparing for this party of hers, knowing it was going to be nothing short of insane. My parents, for some odd reason, have no problem with me in parties if it's that of my friend group. They trust them to keep me in line more than they trust me to be in line. Which, I mean, ouch, but whatever. So it's Friday night, I'm getting ready, and Angie came to my house like 20 minutes early dragging me out. I was barely even done with my makeup. We get there just as people start to arrive. This is how I know it's going to be totally crazy. There were a good 5 or 6 cars parked out front, on top of all of my friends' cars. The party started at 9. It was 9:15. When we get into the house, it's automatic let loose and let's have fun kind of vibes. Casey waltzes to the front with a soda in her hand. She's like me, in the sense that she's not the biggest fan of alcohol, and hands went to both Angie and I. Music is turned loud enough to be felt through the house. I'm thankful the house is too big for it to also be heard outside of it. Soon enough, the real fun begins. At least for me, anyway. Party games. Now, not every high school junior or senior is big on them, but in my personal opinion, the ones who are the fun people. Now, I don't know who brought it, but someone brought their own personal spin the bottle game with all of these challenges on them and stuff. You first had to spin for your person, and then you spun for the challenge. So I spin, and lands on some cute guy that was flirting with me that night. His name, well, now that I think about it, he didn't go to our school, so I actually don't really remember his name, but I think it started with a G or a D or something. It lands on a 7 minutes in heaven thing. We had to sit in a closet for 7 minutes alone. I was A-okay with that one. I get up as Brianna is starting on her spin, and go to the closet. She has a weak spin since she has no patience. It spins its second time as I'm debating which room this guy and I are going in, and the power cuts out randomly. It's super dark. I can barely see anything. You'd think everyone would be freaking out, but someone yelled that the people who had just spanned had to continue with their challenge. The guy asks if I know which closet we're going into. I said yes, because I assumed we agreed with my decision. I stepped into the closet, again pitch black, and then he followed in behind me. I'm turned around by a set of hands that didn't really feel like they were a guy's hands, but I didn't question that too much. The next thing I know, he's kissing me. That was fast, is what I'm thinking to myself. But, I wasn't complaining. It had been a while since my last relationship, and I was happy to be back in the scene. We started making out, and at one point, I drew back to breathe, and I just decided to say, "You have really soft lips." Just as a funny compliment. I was laughing a little to myself when I said it. And then, the voice in front of me makes my stomach drop. Skylar? Oh no. Bryn? We were both sputtering and stumbling and talking over each other at the same time. Then the power went on, and we both practically tumbled out of the closet. We ran back to the group, and everyone saw us each practically white as a sheet. Well, I am. Bryn's as pale as her skin will allow, which isn't much. Then people just kind of silenced around us. Next thing I know, Mira and Sadie are the first people to burst into laughter. That breathless, I can't compose myself laughter. They were rolling on the floor, and Angie and Casey joined them. It was infectious. Bryn and I took one good look at each other and broke down laughing too. There were some confused faces, and people wanted an explanation. So, we did our best to give one. That's hard though when you're busy trying to laugh and breathe. Apparently, Bryn managed to land on her boyfriend at the time, and the two of them, like the guy I was with, couldn't decide on which room to be in. They also got a 7 minutes of heaven spin. So of course, when the power cut out, she just assumed I was him. Honestly, this is the funniest story Bryn and I have to date. We laugh about it still from time to time. Well, I'm kind of upset I didn't kiss that guy. At least now I have the knowledge my best friend is a great kisser. Do I need that information? No, but it is what it is.